A Rotary Jail is a system that was supposed to be safer than traditional jails at the time. It is a full circle of bars with one entry point on each level, and that made it so that every inmate had to go through that one, and then they were rotated out to a solid wall of bars. This made this system inescapable. It also made it much safer for the guards that were working during that day. The Rotary jails were created to solve a problem of jails at the time. This allowed them to keep the same amount of inmates with a much smaller workforce. Only 3 people were working at our Rotary jail at any given time, and that was because instead of moving the guards to the inmates were moved to the guards on an individual basis. We are at the Rotary Jail Museum of Crawfordsville, Indiana. It was the first Rotary Jail Museum ever built. It was the first of 18. Only 3 of those still exist. The one in Gallatin, Missouri, the one in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and this one right here. The Montgomery County Rotary Jail system was built in 1881 and remained operational until 1973. Our Rotary Jail is 2 sets of rotating cell blocks. Each one has 8 pie-shaped wedges, and those are encompassed by a solid wall of bars. So there's only one entry point on each level. So the cell had to be lined up to that opening before a prisoner could be let in or out. The way that the jail works is it is a solid circle of bars, and the cells rotate within those bars. Between each cell is a solid steel plate that was used as a security measure, and as that spins inside of the bars, it made it possible to get fingers and toes caught. The Rotary jail system stopped being used in the late 1930s because of the injuries that were being sustained. The rotary nature of the jail was supposed to be a safer design for both the guards and the inmates, but once it was put into practice, they realized that a lot of these inmates were receiving fractures and amputations to their limbs that were stuck outside of the bars before these cells were rotated. In the 1930s, there was a renovation to make this a stationary jail, as the Rotary jails were no longer considered safe. We have 16 cells on the Rotary level, and we have a women's cell, a maximum security cell, and 3 cells in the infirmary level. That's where those amputations and fractures were cared for. The sheriff and his family lived here on property. The jail is not a quiet place, and so there was very little privacy for the sheriff and his family because they could hear the inmates at any given time. The design for the Rotary jail is based on a railroad turnstile. All the cells are built on top of that turnstile, and we hand crank that around to move the cells to the entry points. We make sure to turn the Rotary jail on every single tour that we have so that everybody can experience that before we lose that function. We could hold 37 inmates at any given time, but we were rarely at capacity. This was a jail and not a prison, so most of our inmates only spent 1 to 2 days, and over half of all those arrests from 1881 to 1973 were alcohol related. One of our most famous inmates that was here at the jail was John Coffey. A lot of people will recognize that name from The Green Mile by Steve. Coffey was executed, and it was later found out that he was completely innocent of his crimes. Instead of having the mouse from The Green Mile, we had a raccoon. And it was around for about 20 years, and it would come up every night and get food from the inmates and the turnkeys, and it eventually began doing tricks for its food. We have a lot of different visitors, and they come from all over the country. We have those that are interested in criminal law. We have those that are in college studying history. And we just have residents around Crawfordsville that have never come in before and just want to see what we're about. The Rotary Jail system is a really important piece of history because this is from a bygone era. It is technology that is no longer used. It is one of 3 that are left in the world, and it has a lot of history behind it. So I definitely feel like it's worth preserving.